this game, Chris, Jared Goff, the pass game, anything down the field,
not
just
good.
Not happening.
Not happening.
Nothing.
For a lot of reasons. I think, first off, right from the get-go of the football game, he was like a little bit like we were just talking about. Like, whoa, these guys are big and the pocket's collapsing in a hurry, right? And I think
zero comfort.
Zero comfort. So right from the get-go, I think he kind of felt that. We know the elements played a part in that, all right? That as well. And then, off of that, the Eagles being so amazing with their front four, it allows them never to have to blitz and never have to put their defense really in compromising positions in the back end. That's what's amazing. You go through the whole game, and you saw some of my notes, and we'll dive into it a little bit, but I'm like, and I don't keep track of this stuff, but I'm like, I'm in the third quarter, and I'm like, have the Eagles blitzed once? Right? Maybe they blitzed and dropped one, right? Where it still was a four-man rush. But it was like, it's incredible that way. They're never in cover zero. They're never like, oh, we got a spot here where we can just throw the ball up and let a guy go get the football, right? That's what's incredible about it, too. But I think all in all, it still starts with the front four and their fact that they just don't have to overplay the run game. And early on in the football game, they were definitely putting safeties down in the box a little bit, and they were conscious of it. But as the game went along, they were like, all right, front four's got it. Don't worry about it. Let's just worry about the coverage and all that. So if I had to break it down in a simple frame or a simple way to do it, the front four whooped the crap out of the Lions' offensive line, and the secondary create simplistic creativity from the Eagles secondary, game plan nuance with cover three and quarter, half and all that. And then I think their ability to take away the middle of the field like we talked about a little yesterday, I think that was all real when I broke it down and watched the all-22 film.
In the first half of this game, they only blitzed against the pass 3 times.
Right.
And that is counting, like you said.
And is it a 5-man pressure? Or?
One of them was a sim pressure, which is the 4-man you're talking about. 2 of them were 5-man pressure. So they're really never over-allocating the defense.
They never are.
That way at all.
So you're not going to get 3 holes or one-on-one matchups very often when it comes to Philadelphia Eagles, and that's what makes them so tough, of course, to throw the ball or do anything against them, really.
Before we do the whole thing, let's do the blame or the credit pie between coverage, pass rush, and the weather.
Right.
How much do you think you'd allocate to each?
I'd give
start with the weather, because I think that's one to get out of the way. That's like, unfortunately, this is a conversation around Jared Goff.
Right. Well, I think it is. I think it's almost too. It's almost goes hand in hand, the weather with the front four.
The way the Eagles built their football team.
The way they built their team
this time of year.
This time of the year, front four can get there. He felt that he was jumpy. Right? The pressure got there a few times early, and then all of a sudden it was like, oh, gosh, every throw, his feet were all over the place. And it was like, wait, you're okay this time, right? But I think that got to him. And then, yes, in the second half, there's no doubt that I think some of the wind and the elements got to it. Again, Goff doesn't spin the ball real great, right? And he has a strong arm, but not like a laser arm, right? That's what I would say about him. So within that, okay, we don't spin the ball real awesome, and then our arm's good, but it's not, oh my gosh, good. Yes, I think that affects the football. And then I think on top of that, Jared Goff's delivery is one of the slowest in football too. And this is where Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis, they're very instinctive football players, right? That's the one thing I can't say enough about Jalen Carter. Forget that he's a freak of nature. He's got a feel for a game like he's a gym rat. Right? I mean, he really does. And their ability, and I'm sure they were coached all week, hey, they're going to throw the ball over the middle. If you feel like you can't get there, get your eyes on the quarterback and time up his damn release, because he's a wind-up thrower. I mean, Jared Goff kind of throws it like a baseball, right? It's very much like that. And they timed that out a number of times, too. But I would go
5 times.
5 times, right.
Davis had 3 batted passes. Carter had 2.
That's right.
Ridiculous.
See, that's ridiculous. And to me, that goes into their coaching and, of course, their ability to be able to execute on the football field. Because I'm sure Fangio was like, hey, we can't cover them all the time over the middle with all these crosses. Yeah. Like, there's going to be little holes. You guys got to help us out a little bit. And they did that. So I think the front four is the biggest culprit here. The wind probably being the second culprit. And then the coverage and Vic Fangio and what he does on the defensive side and defensive secondary side of things, I think would be how I would rank it as far as, the things that affected him the most.
So for Jahmyr Gibbs in this game, he had a career-high 107 receiving yards, 124 yards after the catch. That was the most by any running back since 2022, which I'm saying that it seems like a credit to the Lions offense. It's not.
No.
It goes to show you that everything was short area throw. Any yards they had was a short area throw and then create.
For the most part of the night, I mean, you can the big in cut to Jameson Williams for a touchdown.
Yep.
Amon-Ra St. Brown on a big corner route where the Eagles kind of busted the coverage. After that, it's slim pickings. It's slim pickings. It's hurried decisions. It's things where you go, Jared, like the underneath guys doubled. You're about to have the deep out over the top. Why didn't you just hang in there and throw the ball? But again, the front four had made him feel uncomfortable. I think the elements made him doubt whether he could make some of these throws into the wind and control the ball the way. And so from there, he played somewhat of a conservative, weird game that way. In some moments that you're just not used to seeing. And yeah, I think, all of that was an issue. But yes, the only thing, especially in the second half, that worked was Jahmyr Gibbs behind the line of scrimmage for all the things I think we just talked about. But that was the only thing that really got them in good positions in the second half.
So let's dive into some of it here. Notably, the interception very early in the game. This is in the first quarter with 11 minutes left. This was the Cooper DeJean interception. It's 1st and 10.
Yeah.
They're at the Detroit 26, and we have the dots here to break this one
It's
down,
early
Chris.
football game, and this is our first of here we go. The D tackles are going, hey, let's not let them throw the ball over the middle.
There's the four-man rush.
So there's the four-man rush. Four-man rush. And here's the other thing, and if we could just stop it at the start again, guys, when it gets there, like right here, just leave it for a second. First off, he thinks it's too deep, right? He sees the two deep safeties. It's going to be a late rotation by Blankenship who's going to come down. So he plays the right here with Amon-Ra St. Brown, 14 and 0, and Jahmyr Gibbs, and a little stick combination. But you want to play that stick combination versus two deep, and you don't really want to play it versus single safety. It's going to be covered versus single safety. It's going to be very tight. So, all right, so now he thinks too deep. He thinks he needs to throw it to the right. When he says set hut, okay, he's going to look to the right and then realize, oh, crap, I'm kind of wrong. And then he's going to go back to the middle of the field to where he has the spacing combination between Brock Wright, 89, right, and 11, Khalif Raymond, okay? But the real rules of this play, when it goes to single safety, he should just throw the out route to Jameson Williams on the left. It should be plain and simple. So let it play, guys, so everybody can see this here, right? Here, he's got Adoree Jackson on. Boom, it's a 6-yard throw. Adoree Jackson's a few yards off. It's one of those where you go, hey, you throw that to Jameson, and he makes the guy miss, which he did a few other times during the night. It's going to be like, uh-oh, he's off to the races here. But instead, and I'm not going to totally blame Jared Goff. Every quarterback gets fooled every now and then with stuff like this. And Brock Wright is open. That's where you're not mad at him where he's throwing the ball. But again, when the D tackles all week have been taught, hey, there's going to be some throws over the middle. They like to throw to the running backs on little angle routes, and they do little inside crossers and all of that. We got to have hands up. We can't expect our guys to cover it and all these rubs and all this stuff all the time. And that was the first moment of Eagles' greatness on the defensive side of the ball in the football game.
And I think that perfectly encapsulates that for a quarterback that isn't very mobile, it's bad weather, the rush is getting home, that you can't be wrong pre-snap.
No, you're exactly right.
The room for error is so limited.
It is very little.
That you showed that you thought it was two safeties. He's looking middle of the field probably to try to attack that. When you're wrong, it's like, you're either going to get sacked.
Yeah.
You're either going to throw an interception, which is the worst
right,
outcome.
Right.
Or you probably throw it away, which how many quarterbacks really that quickly just throw the ball away?
No, that's right, because it's kind of a quick route and all that stuff. So it's a tough throwaway. But that's where, for Jared Goff, I think you're exactly right. And those type of players, right, there's not a lot of room for error when they play really good defense. Ball's got to come out on time, right? When you are protected, you got to be willing to go, wait, I can see my guys about to coming. I got to be about to become open. I got to sit here and be patient and let that happen, right? And I felt like those were things, again, that Jared Goff was just not on his game with throughout the whole game. And a lot of that, again, like we said, is the pressure. Right, it really is. Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis, Moro Ojomo, they whooped the crap out of the guards in Detroit. They whooped the crap out of them. There's no doubt about it. And the tackles weren't a whole lot better, right? I mean, Jalen Carter took his turn whooping Penei Sewell a few times. Jalen Phillips whipped Penei Sewell a few times. I mean, so it wasn't like it was just, the inexperienced guards in the middle. This was a all-around butt whooping that way. And, like number 74, Awosika, I want to say, who had a play. Yeah, he's less than what you want in that matchup against this defense.
Right.
And then Tate Rutledge being a rookie.
He was very welcome to the NFL.
Exactly right. I'm sure he saw Jalen Carter in his early days at Georgia.
Yes,
and so he's like, wait, I know what this guy's about. But it's like, you don't know what he's about now. He's a whole different ball game. I mean, Jalen Carter's just going all in the right direction. So, yeah, between that and, like I said, what they did on the back end, and again, getting into Quinyon Mitchell and them allowing him to just sprinkle in plays where they go, you take Amon-Ra St. Brown. Now we're going to kick all our cover 3 coverage, right? Almost to where it looks weird, where I have to rewind it and go, wait, what is this exactly? Like, oh, okay, they're playing cover 3, but they've kicked it way over, because he just got a backside man, and then he does other stuff like that, right? So that's where they've gone to another level, too, because they're allowed to be a little more creative in the back end. And, we used to talk about their middle of their defense, their safeties, all of that. Not anymore. Yeah. Not with Blankenship and Makuba. I mean, they're playing next-level football, and Cooper DeJean and Quinyon Mitchell.
On the back end.
Yeah, they're good.
Right.
They are good on the back end.
They can take away the football. So we have another play.
Yeah.
This is a key moment of the game. It's the beginning of the second half. Detroit finally, it feels like, has a real chance here because they're on the other side of the football. They're in Philadelphia's territory, but it's a 3rd and 5 very early in the third quarter. This one, you thought he had someone open, but he throws an incompletion deep to Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Well, here's a play where this is one of the few times they put their guys in some vulnerable positions here. They're going to play some man-to-man, and they're going to play man-to-man from off coverage, all right? And within this, Gibbs, number 0 here in the backfield, he's being covered by Makuba way back there. That's his man-to-man coverage, all right? This is a play that a lot of teams run, right? Jamison Williams is running through the post. Amon-Ra St. Brown is going to run like the second post behind it. And then Jahmyr Gibbs runs like he might run to the flat. And then he comes and breaks over the middle, right? So they mess up how people pass it off. And then, of course, people get in your way and all that. So, yeah, this is one of their go-to plays on their offense. The plays for Jahmyr Gibbs. And he's got him maybe for a touchdown. I mean, for a touchdown. The dots don't really even do it justice because there's no way Makuba makes this play when he throws it on time. And then on top of that, Cooper DeJean's back is turned running with Jamison Williams, number 33, and it's going to be Gibbs on Blankenship one-on-one, right? To where you go, this might have been a touchdown if he just throws it to him.
When does the ball need to be thrown to Gibbs?
The ball, right as he's kind of just like, he goes to the flat and he breaks back in. It's like that second step. You want to hit him right there. So like right here, hit him. Yep. And it's like, and Makuba's not going to catch him. Now, Amon-Ra is not covered, right? But it's like he made up his mind, like, they're not going to let me throw to Gibbs here in this situation, right? And it's like, no, they did. They let
harder throw.
And it's a harder throw. Adoree was kind of sitting flat-footed. Amon-Ra ran into him and tackled with him a little bit. And then Goff, as you can see, kind of throws it off his back foot because he's got a little bit of pressure coming, right? Here's one of the, right? So here's one of our 4-man rushes of somebody blitzed, somebody dropped and did all that. And, like, he comes out of the break open, but he doesn't throw a really good football. He throws a football that's tough to catch for him there, and it's a little off target. And, of course, he's kind of floating backwards, right? You're going to pull it up on film here and watch it.
Yeah.
And you can see. Now, you tell me what you think as you sit there and watch it, and I'll filibuster if you don't think he's got Jahmyr Gibbs on the little angle route for at least the first down, but maybe something
when
bigger.
You say it, he's running.
He's
with
in
the wind.
space with nobody around,
yes,
right?
Yes.
Right. And you see Amon-Ra at the top there who kind of bangs around with Adoree, and Jared Goff is waiting for him, which is like, that's not his first read, that's his second read. And there you see, he kind of hits Adoree Jackson. He doesn't come out of the break clean. And then, of course, he doesn't throw the perfect football either. And I think the wind did affect it. I do. I think there was a few balls where I go, if it's not windy, the ball's going to hit him in the chest. But the ball got knocked down by the wind because, again, he doesn't throw tight spinning spirals all the way, and his arm isn't super strong to where the ball went from like, oh, it should hit him here, to it like was low around their knees a number of times during the game. And that's where The wind is tough that way, and you have to think about throwing through targets. You can't think, I'm just going to hit the target. You got to go, I'm going to throw it through the bullseye, right? And a night like the other night. And I think he kind of messed up in that department as well, without a lack of a better way to say it. Yo, thanks for watching, homies. We are now in the NFL season here on Chris Simms Unbuttoned.
Hit subscribe to get our weekly picks, game recaps, film deep dives, and much, much more.
Thanks again for watching. Subscribe, rate, review. Peace out. You know where to find us.